This week on Gran Turismo, Daily Race A is absolute carnage. Daily Race B, I go for a bit of a journey as I head towards Barrier, and in Daily Race C, it's a traffic jam as we're at Catalunya. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gran Turismo Weekly Race Guide here in 2024, week 45, and they've gone full on carnage with this one. They really have indeed. So first up is race A. It's Fuji, and we're in Group 1 cars. Yes, Group 1 at Fuji. Now we're doing 6 laps here. It's a rolling start, racing soft tyres, so we have a limited grip, and you can change the brake bounce on the Group 1 cars. Now this is chaotic for one reason and one reason only. The bop is atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. Some cars can take corners 50 miles an hour faster than other cars, and then others are absolutely bolting it down the straights. It just causes chaos. It really does cause chaos. Now, if you don't want to be involved in that chaos, there are some timestamps there for you to jump to Daily Race B or Race C if you prefer. However, we are going to be looking at Race A in a little bit more detail. So we've used this track, Fuji, 12 times in terms of daily races. We've used it once in terms of this track and car combo. It was last used on the 9th of September. The issues here, cars are very different and guaranteed carnage in every single race. I've also changed the ranking system, so I'll put top 10 used combo instead, because it was just a bit weird when you've got 79th, but it's joint 79th with like 50 other combos. It seemed a bit silly, so we're going with a yes-no situation on that one there. That's it in terms of the intro then. Let's jump into this race and let's see how much carnage there actually is. Here we are then at the start of the first one. Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo cars, P1 and P2. A Toyota in P3 there in the handsome Frank. And we kick off this race, and this is automatically where you're going to see the difference. Oh, hello. Somebody decided not to start the race. But this is where you are going to see the difference in bops. So look at Shelty coming up on the rear quarter there as we go in towards turn number 1. And we're going to leave here side by side. So this Bugatti doesn't have hybrid. Karma, right, does have hybrid, so there you go, clean on by. But as we get to corners, this is where it gets all problematic. So I go into the back of Shelty there. Arky's got into me. We've got Cosmo off in the distance there. 2-second penalty for them. I did hit Shelty, so I was expecting a penalty. I didn't get one. Arky's got a 3-second one. No idea what that was for. We'll have a look at that one in the bloopers. But it all kicked off. And you can see very quickly we're already catching up again, because on the infield, the Bugatti is so dominant. It really is dominant. It's actually unbelievable. Like in terms of speed difference, it's insane. So we're going to head down towards the chicane then as we go into here, and we all slow down. I think Arky's got a bit scared by me on the inside there. Just went left a little bit as we continue on out of here then. Now Arky's got a 3-second penalty. I'm not really looking to overtake here as we go into the right-hander, but you can see here we're being held up massively by the other Group 1 cars now. So we end up on the inside there and on the inside of Shelty as we just sent it on the inside there. But again, it's a difference in cars. The Bugatti can do this. It can just turn and it just works. So you're going to have to be very careful if you're in any other car than the Bugatti in the corners. Now on the straights, in the Bugatti, I can't keep up with any other Group 1 cars. You see there, Shelty bolts away. So we go on to lap 2 then, going into this left-hander. I brake a little bit for this corner. You're not even meant to brake in the Bugatti, and I still hit Shelty, so I did apologise to Shelty. You see me laughing my head off there because I have no idea what to do. I got a penalty on this particular lap. Fine, that's fair enough, because I did hit Shelty. And once again, we're going to advance further on in lap 2, and look at the difference here in cars. So Shelty knows what's coming here, so I just got on the inside, and we're instantly going to get past there, and we can now use the downforce of the Bugatti to continue on up the field, and hopefully get that 2 seconds before we get to the penalty line. And then maybe we can keep with Shelty a little bit. I don't know. Head up towards this final corner then. We're side by side up ahead. I'll just take a wide line here. I wasn't trying to go for the overtake. We accelerate out the corner, and then the Honda on the right just pushes me off the circuit. I'm like, okay, well, at least they'll let me on back now. But no, they were firmly not letting me back on the circuit. So I go for a bit of a spin. Very confusing. I did say well done or thank you. I can't remember which one of those in the chat. So let's advance further on. Lap number 4 then. We are looking to catch up here. We're purple now. As we go to here, notice there I do not brake, and we carry that speed, the momentum. Now look at it through this right-hander. We catch up to Hillbilly and Shelty as well as we continue on there. That 2 in for 1 without doing anything other than putting my foot to the floor. It's insane. It's actually insane. So we overtake those 2 here. We catch up to Pete, who is the one who pushed me off earlier on. And once again, look at that. Just a slight lift through that corner. I'm actually lifting a bit too much, even on this one. So I went back into time trial and went a bit quicker. Actually got the rank 1 on the leaderboard at the time. So we're alongside the Hyundai this time. We do get it stopped, and we are now up into P7. So you can see, just in this infield, we are miles quicker than anybody else in terms of speed. So going through there once again, we're looking to catch up to another Group 1 car in the distance. That's Flying Submarine. Looking not in the submarine today, but look at the speed difference. Look how much we caught up there. Into the braking zone we go, down the inside. Looking to get out of there, but then the hybrid kicked in on the Porsche on my right. And they go flying on by here then. So the question is, can we actually get ahead of them before the start-finish straight? Because the hybrid will kick in on that, and then there's a chance that we're not going to get P6. And we want P6, of course we do. We want to keep Steve's curse on us here. So we continue on through here then. And I'm thinking where to go here with the Flying Submarine. So I was thinking around the outside here. And that's what I was going to try and do. Didn't quite work. So let's try what we did earlier on in the race then. So we're going to go on the inside then. As we go into here, we clip the curb. Happy days indeed. They do see me going through on that inside. We go towards the final corner. I'm looking to get the best run out this corner as possibly I can. Remember, they've got hybrid though, so they are going to come back at me here. So we fast forward a little bit. You can see them catching up here, but it's not quite enough. And we do come home in P6 in the end. And you can see it's just a difference in cars absolutely everywhere. I've only given this race a 4 out of 10. Do check out the comments, the pinned comment. It will be there eventually. I know sometimes it's missed for the first couple of hours, but it will be there with the detail of the scoring. Let's go into the lap guide then here in the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo car. This will be the fastest one in terms of time trial pace at least. So as you head towards turn 1. Now, if you're in different cars, you may want to use the first end of the grey block there. But on the grandstand, I go to the second one. So to start the second darker grey block there is my braking marker. You can just see it's where the fence is there as well. So literally, we're going to hit the brakes here, drop to first gear. Now, you want to be very much low gears in this car, top of the rev range to really get the car rotated. So we just beat it out of these corners. It will just grip. There is no power oversteer there unless you clip the curb. As we go up to here then, it's a slight lift as you turn into here. That is it. That is it. I actually did that quite slowly there. You can do it even quicker than that. You don't really want to lift fully either. We stay in 5th gear then because it's the fastest way to do that corner. And then we go towards the braking zone on this one. You are going to have to brake earlier than normal for this corner. Main reason being you're carrying 160 miles an hour of speed. So, of course, you have to brake a bit earlier. So you want to hit the brakes in a straight line. If you're remotely turning in this car and you hit the brakes, you will feel a bit of oversteer happening. Now, that can be beneficial, but better to brake in a straight line, clip the curb, and literally bolt out of here. So as you build up your speed, it will grip even more, and the car will just turn even more. You saw that right there. So it may feel like it's going to understeer. Just be brave and just believe in the car. The car will grip. So to start, the Dunlop billboard on the right-hand side is our brake marker. Very late braking for the chicane. You're going to drop all the way to first gear for this one. And then you're going to turn in and you're just going to start bolting on the throttle straight away. And that's my new word of the day, apparently. I keep saying bolting. Anyway, hard on the brakes as we go to first gear. In towards the right. Instantly on the throttle. Up into second. Slight lift. Then accelerate out. And it will grip. It will just grip. We're in 3rd gear right now. Now, as the grass goes into the lighter green stuff there on the left-hand side, you're going to hit the brakes. Now, you can do this corner in 2nd gear. You will make it much easier on yourself doing it in 2nd gear. I'm pretty sure I do this in 3rd on this particular lap because it is a tiny bit quicker to do it in 3rd. But 2nd gear is far easier to do it and you don't lose that much time. But 3rd gear it is. I continue on through there. And we can use some of the slippy stuff on the left because this car has so much grip. Racing soft tyres, huge downforce. Now, the end of the curb is your next braking marker. You can stick it on the inside, to be honest with you, if you really want in the Bugatti, but I like a wider line in for this one. The Bugatti does suffer with a bit of understeer once you get to slower speeds, and obviously we're getting to slower speeds here, so that's what I'm trying to avoid. We managed to get a beautiful corner. That's one of my best corners at Fuji I've done today. Now, we can't see the orange painted barrier on the right-hand side, so I'm going to use the Marshall box on the left. The reason for this, it's a very slow corner, this one, if you take a really tight line. And guess what? You can't use downforce when it's a really slow corner. So a wider line is actually better in the Bugatti in this situation. I know some people have debated that in the past, but in this situation, you just want the wide line in to bolt out of it, build up the speed, and then the car will grip. I'm going to fast forward towards the line then. That is 0.787, I think it was. There we go. Happy days indeed. We jump to Daily Race B then, where I'm also in a Bugatti Veyron. Look at that. I'm in a Bugatti. Again, it's a Bugatti week this week. Now, it's not necessarily the fastest car here, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more stable. We're doing 5 laps at Yamagiwa. It's a rolling start, racing soft tyres, which is very odd in Group 4, and you can change the brake balance in Group 4. So I'd say a really weird one for this because it's racing soft tyres in Group 4. In terms of the key statistics here, we've used the track 6 times, the track and car combo 3 times. It's not in the top 10 used combos. It's getting very close, though. And we last used this track on the 24th of June. It's hard to overtake on this circuit, and the hairpin can be dangerous, of course, because that's where you're going to send it after the chicane. That's all we need to know in terms of those key statistics, though. You can see a Lamborghini Huracan there, which arguably is the meta car. We did it in the Veyron. Let's jump to the race. Here we are then at the start of this one. Lamborghinis absolutely everywhere. The odd alternative car. The TT actually up there. I think it was up there last time we used this one. Now, if you're enjoying this video, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, stay in touch with all the latest content. I appreciate all the support. Let's get racing with Mario Sonic up ahead. Nice to see Mario Sonic as we head in towards turn number 1. Now, in this particular race, the servers weren't behaving very nicely. They really weren't. So some people were laggy a little bit. Oh, hello. We got a Veyron there. I had to make... Oh! Well, I had to make an adjustment mid-corner, which wasn't very good. Now, Alex behind me sees that. Really good awareness there from TCR Alex. Now, I get a bit of a bounce there. We look to try and catch the car, and we do catch the car. I have no idea how I did catch that. But yeah, a weird bump, and it forced my car to go left into barrier. But we carry on here. We do not give up in this race as we go into the long left-hander. They are fighting up ahead, and there's plenty of time to go with 5 laps to race here. So through the left we go. My front right tyre was 100 degrees there. Oh, Methalate Racer off to the left. We'll have a look at what happened there in the bloopers as we go down towards the chicane. The yeet chicane, because that's what you've got to do here. You've got to yeet it through here, or at least try to. Unfortunately there, we got slowed up a little bit. Everybody going a bit slower than normal through the chicane. We're side by side with that Veyron that had a bit of an issue out of turn 1 there. And we're up into P14 with Alex on the left-hand side here as we go in towards the hairpin. Then we slow it down nicely. The Veyron's still on my inside. Gonna have to give a little bit of space here as we continue on out of there. We're going to head down here towards the right-hander, side by side. Now, one of you has to give this up. I would always give it to the car on the inside. The Veyron does that. Really smart driving from them there. I would have been the exact same. By the way, I'm not saying you should give it up for me, but if I was in the other Veyron there, I would have given it up as well, because the car on the inside usually has priority for that corner. If you go side by side, more than likely there's going to be a crash. Now, Alex gets all sorts of sideways there in towards turn 1, and that's why I didn't use the Lamborghini. The Lamborghini can be a bit sketchy at times. It really can on the sort of peak of the grip there. So I chose the Veyron just for the stability side of it, and it does seem to work out well. Speaking of working out well, by the way, this Audi TT is doing very well ahead. Now, I accidentally cut the chicane a bit too much. I was trying to go for a setup on the chicane because I was struggling to get past this Audi TT. I was just stuck behind them at the time. But here we are down the inside then. So we slow the car up here. You're probably going, Tidge, why are you going for that with a penalty? Well, at this moment in time, I don't feel I'm going to get any further in the race. So if I can slow down the old Aussie just a tad, that might actually allow me to retake P12 at least. That was the plan. Now, just to be cautious there, in the rear view, you can see the glare of the cars is very difficult to see. So if you are taking a penalty, you may not be able to judge accordingly how far back a car is because of the sun glare there. So I just thought I'd point that out. We continue on here through turn 1, and there's a car off in the distance there, then just returning to circuit. I chanced it with a ghosting system. It works out well for me. Once again, we'll have a look at what happened to them in the bloopers at the end of this video. In towards the left we go. We've got lots of action here on the final lap. We've got Max Power in the TT. We've got Old Aussie in the TT. And we've got Greenland in the Lamborghini then. So we're going to head down here towards the chicane. And in this situation, I want to prepare for the chicane again here. Unfortunately, up ahead, they have contact between each other there. I'm pretty sure that was netcode. And you can't rewind it to go and have a look at that one. But I'm pretty sure it was netcode. A little bit of a tag there. And we continue on through. Now, if Old Aussie is actually racing from Australia, that would also add to the netcode issue. Now, up ahead, Max Power has a 0.5 second penalty, so I've got a chance of getting P9 here. So I really do have to push on. And push on I did. I'm flashing my lights here at Max Power, laughing away because I had to steal your position. Yeah, that was terrible, I know, terrible. I wouldn't be a good Dracula, let's put it that way. But I don't like the sun, like vampires, because I'm ginger. There we go. So I've given this race a 4 out of 10. Once again, you can check out the comments for the detail of why that race gets 4 out of 10. It's not the greatest in the world, if I'm honest with you. It's just really hard to overtake because the tyres are so grippy. Nobody makes a mistake and everybody sticks. So heading towards turn 1, I'll tell you how to do turn 1. So the 50 board on the right side is your brake marker. Now, as you go into turn 1, you don't want to be hard on the brakes. You sort of want to turn in and trail brake quite a lot, but not fully as you go into here. About to demo it now. So as I go into here, notice I'm trail braking, and I want to click the curb. Once I'm on the curb, it's so grippy, this curb. It really is. Now, if you're struggling for accelerating markers, I didn't use it this time, but the billboard there, the one after the grandstands, a really good accelerating marker. You should be accelerating at this moment in time. I was using 90 miles an hour as an accelerating marker. Unless I was on the curb, then it was literally the second I'm on the curb, it just keeps the grip, and I can full throttle round as I did right there. Up here we go then. I'm not going to get the weird bump this time, of course, but use the curbs left and right. There we go, on the left. And just be careful, don't mount the curb straight away on that one. If you like hit it face on, you're going to go flying, and we get to the end of the sector. as we approach this fast left-hander, this is a really hard corner to get right, actually. So the 50 board there on the right is your brake marker. And once again, it's trail braking. You don't want to go 100% here, because if you go 100%, guess what? The rear's going to snap and you're going to oversteer. So you actually want to trail brake towards the inside curb, as that's where all the grip is, as I demonstrated on the first turn. Now, that's what exactly I'm going to do here. Aiming to get on the inside. There we go. I touch it. And then I'm aiming for 105 miles an hour. The second I get that, I hit the throttle. And round I go again. Happy days. We're doing very well here. Heading down towards the yeet chicane. So obviously your lap time is basically determined by how much you yeet the chicane. So in this situation, on the left-hand side, it's the 100 line. That's what I use. I'm just marking the 100 on the right just for information. But I use the line on the left. So as it leaves my screen, I hit the brakes. I don't like mounting the first curb. Some people do, and it's actually quicker to do that, but you get more chance of spinning out. So what I do there is I just clip it. On the right, I full-on yeet it. And then notice there, it's more stable. If you try and full yeet every curb there, more than likely, you're going to go flying. But arguably, to get the fastest lap, you have to do that. It's really annoying. I really wish they'd change the curbs here at Yamagiwa. Heading towards the hairpin then, the end of the text there is your brake marker. It's just after that, in fact, in the Veyron. You can really brake late in this Bugatti Veyron. Arguably in all the Group 4 cars with racing soft tyres because they've got unlimited grip. But we're going to brake hard here towards the hairpin. We just trail brake a little bit, let the car roll, and we're just trying to keep the throttle a little bit higher. Now, when we see those billboards get towards the center of my screen, that's when I want to start accelerating because that's my cue to go, right, they're there, I can hit the throttle and I should make it round the corner. That's exactly what I'm doing. You may also notice I'm using a lot of the curb on the inside because there's loads of grip there, so I highly recommend you do that. Heading down towards the kink then, so head over towards the left, then over towards the right, lift off, and then as you get to the end of the curb, in a straight line, you're going to hit the brakes. You do not want to hit the brakes as you're going through this corner. So it's at the end of the curb, in a straight line, hit the brakes. Normally drop a gear in most cars. I drop a gear in the Bugatti Veyron, and then you want to sort of mount the curb on the inside. Don't go on the throttle until you've actually gone over the curb. Notice I was a little bit on the throttle, but not 100%. Once I got over it, then it's 100%. The reason for that is the front will lift, and then you'll just go flying. You don't want the understeer, so just let the car settle through there. The final brake marker is the 50 board on the left-hand side. That is your brake marker. So after that leaves the edge of your screen on the left-hand side, hit the brakes. Now, I prefer a V shape on this corner. Some people prefer to take a tight line, but a V shape for me is better. So I go out, and then I'm going to come back in. Arguably, it's a bit more of a wider U, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Billboard on the exit there. The last billboard is your accelerating marker. So as that gets near the center of your screen, hit that gas pedal. Absolutely plant it to the floor. You should make it round. Absolutely not a problem because you took the slightly wider line. And we can leave that corner and head towards the line. Stay towards the left-hand side for the fastest lap time. In fact, one of the ghosts I saw this morning was so close to that fence. I'm surprised he didn't hit it. That's a 1:39.369. Nice. And that is it for Daily Race B. So we jump to Daily Race C, where we're at Catalunya in Group 3 machinery. Yes, it's no chicane as well. 11 laps, rolling start, racing medium tyres. You do have to pit, and literally you can adjust the brake balance. Now, the tyre wear isn't too extreme here, so you will have the opportunity to not change tyres and just pit and go out again. In terms of the key statistics, then, we've used this track 7 times. 6 of those have been with this combo. They really have, so we've used it a lot. It is in the top 10 used combos. The last used 19th of August, this circuit. Pit entry can be a little bit scary because you're carrying so much more speed, and the hairpin is dive central. Remember, a dive can be valid as long as it's a clean dive. You're allowed to dive, it's racing. Even so, let's jump into this race. Let's see if there are any dives, any crashes, and let's see what strategy I take on. Here we are then at the start of the final race. A Lamborghini in pole position. My time trial lap that I'm going to show you is in the Lamborghini, actually. We jump straight into this race then, and if you are enjoying this, as always, jump straight down towards that like and subscribe button. I appreciate the support. It tells me you like this content. Right, it's towards the right we go then. We're racing here, max power in that Audi R8. I was tempted to take that, but I'm in the Porsche right now if you did miss that. The Porsche is a little bit more stable in terms of the MR cars, and the MR cars are going to dominate here. This is a handling circuit. We're side by side with max power then as we go through the right-hander. Bahamas up ahead. Gonna have to defend from both of us here. So max power on the left. I'm on the right here. I decided to back out of this. Not wanting to go 3 wide. Bahamas slightly into the back of Morlock there. That was just a mistake. Mistake was the word I was looking for. Beck was slightly late on the brakes and into the back of me. But it's all good. It's all clean. Everyone's trying to be fair here. It just happens. in this situation. You might experience it quite a lot in the first lap of Catalunya. Morlock gets it all wrong then through the left-hander, and we are up into P11 as we go into the right. And Max Power's gone very deep there, so we're looking to try and get the run on Max Power as we head towards the hairpin for the first time of asking. Then up ahead, there's lots of action kicking off there. And as we go into this left-hander, I'm trying to go for the cutback here. Quickly on the throttle, but Max Power is still there. Over towards the left-hand side we go, in towards the right. This is beautiful racing. It really is. And this is what I enjoy when you can have this kind of racing. This is, oh, hello, Shadow is off the circuit. And we gain a position, and Max Power defends that position as well. And as we are now up into P10. So lots happening here at the start of the race. Very much will be a theme this week, in my opinion, in terms of the 3 races. Lots happening. Yeets into the chicane on the previous race. Of course, the first race is just Group 1 chaos, and then here everyone is so close together. And we did get the run on Max Power out of the last corner, so we're going to hopefully get in towards P9 now as we go in towards turn 1. Max Power sends it round the outside. Once again, beautiful racing there from Max Power, and Max Power defends it as well. Really well done as we go into this right-hander. So I'm looking to get on the inside here if I can. And that's the run we're going for here. And we are alongside once again. Brilliant racing here, Max Power. Really big shout out to you for this one. As we go onto the brakes, then we slow it down. Up ahead, there's a penalty for the German driver. Ahead of them, I can't see who that actually is here. But Max Power still defends this. Really good stuff as we go into the left. So we're still in the train as well. We're losing a little bit of time here with fighting, but it's all good. We're only 6.5 seconds off the lead. I give Max Power a bit of a bump draft here. I don't want to go for the move into this corner. I highly advise you don't go for the move into this corner either, because all you're doing is you're going to cause a crash. It's a very hard corner to actually nail, and if you're in too tight, you're just going to run deep and get a penalty. Track limit penalty. It's very hard. I would just take the racing line. So the German up ahead, going to take that penalty, goes towards the right-hand side. Good sportsmanship there from the German as we go into the braking zone. Then we slow it down nicely here, and we are up into P9. And we're still in the fight, which is a good thing. You know, we had the big battle there with Max Power as we advanced a bit further on in the race. And, yeah, we stayed in the fight. So Oksana there, defending from Max Power now. Got Muscafi in a Renault RS01 in the distance there. That's an interesting choice here. And what, again, you are seeing here is all MR cars. MR cars are very dominant at this circuit. Max Power looking to get on the inside of Oksana, and actually it's going to demo and show why you don't go for the move on the inside on this corner. So Max Power go for it here. Oksana's there as well. They go in clean, but Max Power to run quite tight here. Notice how slow Max Power goes through that corner, get compromised on the exit, and Max Power has lost the position there. So I'm finally past Max Power on the 3rd lap of asking. I am finally past that Audi R8. So we get a little bit of a bump draft there from Max Power. And as we head towards the hairpin, I wasn't sure whether Max Power was going to go for it there, but looking at it now, Max Power did back out of it. And we catch up to Oksana, who's just struggling a little bit there in the Porsche. It does feel a bit more slippy than normal this race. I have no idea why, but it is what it is. We have to use what we have. So I decided at this point in time, the tyre wear's not looking too severe. So I'm going to go in the pits. That was my decision anyway. So in towards the right we go. I'm like, right, in we go there. Like hard on the brakes. The second we get to the pit sign. It's a bit scary on entry because you carry so much more speed. But even so. Now, I'm not going to change tyres here. I noticed the tyre wear wasn't that significant. So I'm going to keep the tyres on. They're going to stay warm then because, of course, you do have to warm up the tyres when you leave the pits. It's like half a lap to a lap, depending on the circuit. And what we are going to do is just point out the braking zone for turn 1 out the pits. So on the right side, you got the green going into tarmac. That's the brake marker I use for turn 1. You can also use the orange painted barrier on the left hand side if you really want to, but the tarmac on the right is very much in your peripheral vision. And we go into turn 1 absolutely fine. So now we really have to go hammer time here, and we go to lap number 5 where we catch up to Morlock there. Morlock's had a bit of an issue somewhere on circuit. We've caught up to them very quickly, and they actually go towards the left side and let me go, and I really do appreciate that. Mate, you see a thumbs up there from me. I know you can't see that unless you're watching the video, but even so, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. And what we're going to do now is advance further on. So notice my front left tyre has gone above 90 degrees. 90 degrees is where dry tyres absolutely rip themselves apart. I did a video on this, and I'll link it at the end as well. Look at these 3 cars leaving the pits here, and we've got the run on Mario Sonic. We caught 4 seconds up on Mario Sonic throughout this race as we go into turn 1 side by side then. So we've gained a lot from pitting that bit earlier. So strategic driving there in terms of this race. Choose when you want to pit. Try and avoid some of the traffic, but have some good battles as well. Chance you could make it from the back to the front, as I'm trying to do right now. Not quite the lead though. Blue Racer is still very far ahead here. Mario Sonic goes a little bit deep into this right-hander as we get on the inside then. And we are through up into P2 when all's said and done here. We have to defend then going in towards the left-hander. Just break a bit earlier than normal here. Marisonic on the outside of my car. Look to beat it out of this corner. We gave room on the exit. No need to because we're already ahead then as we go towards the left-hand kink. Hit hard on the brakes, slowing the car down. Clip the inside. Accelerate as quick as we can out the corner. A little bit of a wiggle there. The tyre wear coming into play a little bit then as we go towards the fast right-hander. Hit the brakes. Here, hopefully get near the sausage. We got close. Not quite though. Marisonic is still there then. I go towards the right side very quickly. I've taken my line now. I can't go defensive. That would be 2 moves in this situation. So Marisonic taking full advantage of that, going for that move down the inside then. And we're going to get the better exit though because we've got the wider line. So through the left we go, leaving some room on the inside. Brilliant rating here, Marisonic. Really well played. Really good stuff. I can't even get my words out. It's that good as we continue on. So we've got trainer cars behind us now. We just need to make sure we nail these final 2 corners. Through the right we go. We head towards the final corner, hit the brakes, turn in, hopefully get anywhere near the curb. We got close. Pit wall is your accelerating marker. We go towards the line now. Flash my indicators there. Brilliant race with Mario Sonic. Really well played. And max power as well. We had an awesome 3-lap battle there as well. Good racing. Really good stuff. Now, this gets to 6.5. Once again, check out the comments for the detailed amount there. But I would argue this is the best daily race of the week, if I'm brutally honest. So, it's good the scores match up to that opinion. So, I'm in the Lamborghini here. Different time of day, but the brake markers are still the same. So, please do bear with me with this one. We're going to head towards turn 1. On the right side, we have the building. Okay, so the building there is your brake marker. I usually use the point there. You can see the point. That is my brake marker for turn 1. Why is it a different time of day? It's because we've done it before. There's no point reinventing the wheel. And I got the exact same lap time using the exact same brake markers in the Porsche, which is the Ghost on the leaderboard. Good to turn 1 we go. Second gear over towards the left. Slight lift. Normally you change gear as well. And then we're going to go to this right and we're going to lift off. Let the car roll. Now we are balancing the throttle a little bit there because we're being aggressive. We're trying to get really far up the leaderboard. But if you're not, just let the car roll a little bit more. The orange painted barrier in the middle of your screen, there is your accelerating marker. When it's in the middle, hit your throttle. Accelerate. Go for it out of this corner. You should make it. If you start to struggle a little bit, just do a tiny bit of a lift. But the car will continue to grip the more downforce that comes in there. So we get to the end of Sector 1 and we're going into this right-hander. And the bridge on the left-hand side there, the end of the bridge, is your brake marker. Or the 50 board if you want to use that. But I use the bridge. It's very much more obvious as you are racing because it's bigger. Bigger is better in this situation in terms of brake markers. So we're going to use that and we point towards the corner a little bit. We start to release the brakes, let the car roll. Now the orange painted barrier on the left is a really good accelerating marker. Now you can use this one or there's another one that's about to come up. So use this one in this situation. I would advise to start accelerating when it gets to the edge of your screen. The other one's a bit too late, but it is there if you do want to use it. So just keep that in mind. There it is as we continue on out of the corner. Head over towards the right-hand side then, and what we're looking for is the same building we used at turn 1. So this building is your brake marker. Brake in a straight line. Now, when you get towards the end of the braking phase, you're going to want to start to release it and turn in a little bit. This corner, you will suffer the most oversteer in terms of braking, in my opinion. It's very hard to actually nail properly, but if you do get a bit of rotation, it's great. So you can see a short shift on the exit there. I did the same in the Porsche, just for information. We continue on towards the left-hander then, and the start of the curb is your brake marker. Always brake early for this corner. If you try and brake too late for this corner, you're going to go way too deep and ruin your lap. Brake a bit early. If you roll a little bit through the corner, that's fine. But it will give you a bit of stability as well because of the way the corner is. You know, you're about to go uphill. There's big weight transfer here because you go uphill. The right rear becomes even more overloaded. Just be cautious. And on the exit as well, remember, you can't cut too much of that curb on the inside. You will get a penalty. So the end of the curb here is your either lift off or dab the brakes, chuck it in marker. It's whichever car and however you feel and however fast you did the previous corner. Pretty sure I will dab the brakes in this situation. And I'm aiming towards the inside here. There we go. We dab the brakes. We're looking to clip the curb exactly where that sausage is. And that's also your accelerating marker. So when you clip the curb, the suspension hit will force the car to rotate a bit more and you will make it round the corner. So it reduces understeer if you can clip the curb. That's what I highly advise you get used to doing here. And we continue on. You can run quite wide here on the exit, but make sure you stay on the red and white curbing. We head towards the hairpin then. Now, normally you would use the flag indicator in GT Sport, but in GT7, use the end of the catch fence or the Portaloo. I forgot about that. The Portaloo is there on the left-hand side. So you can use that as a brake marker as well as it hits the edge of your screen there. So we're going to hit the brakes and drop to first gear. Now, once again, you may suffer some oversteer here, either on the braking or acceleration. Just be careful. Short shift can help you here. Cut the left-hand side. Brake in a straight line. Now, you can use the orange painted barrier on the left-hand side as your brake marker. I don't, but I just thought I'd show you that brake marker all the same because it is very helpful if you do need a marker for this right-hander, because there isn't one, and it is a judgment-based call. So we're going to hit the brakes here as we're going to the right, and we're just trying to carry as much speed as we can and to get to this point here. So we've got the sausage on the inside or the orange painted barrier in front of you. These are your accelerating markers. We're going uphill on a long right-hander. It is really hard to see the exit. In fact, you still can hardly see it on chase cam. So when you see these two things, start to accelerate, and you should make it round absolutely fine. We head towards the next marker here. So you can see this tyre mark. It crosses the red and white curbing. That's your lift off and turn in marker. You can try and use some of the crowd on the left hand side. It's very hard to do that. I've just marked it out all the same, and it's the same in the Porsche lap. You can see them there as well. But you want to lift off and turn in. You want to get as far on the inside as you can. I cut it more on the Porsche lap. As we go towards the final corner, the pit lane sign there on the right hand side. That is your brake marker for the final corner. You're just going to hit the brakes just a little bit. You want to maintain around 100 miles an hour throughout this corner in order to maximize the speed. I do drop occasionally on some of my laps. I'm not sure what I do on this particular lap. I did drop a little bit there. And you're looking for the pit wall entry there. That is your accelerating marker. We continue towards the line to 39.6. I did the same in the Porsche. You can follow the Porsche lap if you so choose. Right, jumping into the bloopers then. So we're on board Cosmo as we go towards turn number 2. And once again, different cars, different ways to take a corner. Because there's a big old crash there. It's not really Cosmo's fault. The Hyundai just has to brake apparently, and Cosmo wasn't expecting it. We go on board Arkis. Same corner. Now we did see Arkis coming in here. He's trying to take avoiding action there on me. So brilliantly avoided there, if I'm honest with you. And I hope Arkis didn't get a penalty for that. That would be brutal. We're on board Pete here in that Hyundai. It looks cool, this car. It really does look cool. And as we go through the right-hander, I'm clearly on the left-hand side. They just keep going straight. I have no idea. It's acting very odd. So I was hoping they'd let me back on. But no way are they letting me back on. Very bizarre. Very bizarre driving, if I do say so myself. What happened to the Veyron then? So going in towards turn 1. Remember, you've got to use the curve here. Oh, they touched the grass. Too much grass there has been touched. And they get a wheel spin. And, well, they lose the car. That's what happens when you touch grass in a Veyron, apparently. So we're on board the Lamborghini then as we go in towards the left-hander, and you can see the stability issue of the Lamborghini reappearing here for Metal Ape. They managed to catch it then as they continue on out. They're on a bit of a dicey line here, but they can't do anything. They were in fact ghosted and unghosted in the middle of a GTR, which absolutely sent them round. So that's very unfortunate there for Metal Ape Racer. What happened to the Italian then? So through turn 1 they go. Oh! Okay, that's just a bit weird. It's like they took a late defense, not realizing the Lamborghini was already alongside. That looks like it's on the Italian in my books then. And what we will do is advance to Daily Race C. We're on board Morlock then. Oh, just a bit too much oversteer in the final corner. I'd say I feel like the cars are very much more oversteery than normal here at Catalunya. No idea whether it's the conditions we're in or whatever. It is what it is. Unfortunately, folks, it's also the end of the video. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, as always, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content. 2 videos there to check out, including the tyre temperature video, if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the partners in the description, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.